So coming down the front straight is pretty straightforward. You just gradually get back across to the right to get a good entry. The kink here is easy flat. Not too much to worry about, to be honest, so I wouldn't stress too much through there. Coming into turn one, braking around the 120, 130 metre board is probably going to be the endurance point. I mean, I checked and our car can stop at 100 metres, probably even deeper, but the consequence of a bit late is pretty hard. Very bumpy, so if we didn't have ABS, I'd be very much warning if it's braking too hard. But just, go about 130 metres, 7th gear, back down on 5th. So you want to run in on 5th because you want to roll in a nice sort of flow through here. You want to get across to the right, but don't take too much curb. It's very, very harsh rumble strip on the inside there. This isn't the best example, but you want to fade back to mid-track or something. It's always a balance at Lakeside of being really tight, like shortening the track to be quick versus flowing. So I find I flow back to the mid-track, and I don't know if it's going to change once I get more dialed in over time, but I find I have to brake a little bit to get to turn in. This is a spot where it's going to belt the hell out of the front left tyre, so if you don't let it turn and be patient with it, you're going to end up caning the front left because it doesn't really want to turn in that much. So I find I have to brake to get it to start to turn in, get across to the apex, and then on the way out, it does get unloaded a bit just as you sort of go over the crest. It is a bit uphill. I find it does like to oversteer here if you're belting on the tyres or you're pushing hard. So just be aware, don't run too wide because you will drop a tyre off out to the left. Once you come out, you'll be in 5th, just flat. Stay left around the first corner here. It's not really a corner, so don't stress about it, but you just want to sort of stay left because you want to stay left as you come up to this right-hander. So the first bit of the right-hander is not really the corner, so you just kind of follow it around, but your turning point is kind of just between these hay bales, the wooden, the tyres, not wood, not hay, tyres. You can see where I'm turning in. There is double white lines on the right-hand side. You want to get over there. They'll give you a massive warning about not being anywhere near the tyres, but you want to get over there to the right-hand side and get your right wheels close to it, because if you don't hit the apex, you're going to hit something else on the way out. So I did run this flat at the end of the day, pretty straightforward. It is sketchy, it's bumpy, it's fast. Just work up to it. Make sure where you're going, there's road where you're coming out to the side. As you start to come out and it feels good, you're absolutely flat. You come across and you'll get your left wheels across to apex onto the yellow and white rumble strip on the way down. And then you'll be pointing to the right-hand side of the track and braking somewhere around the bottom here. Basically, just after you go through the compression, I'll get on it and brake. And then back to 5th. So you should be 7th coming through under the bridge, I think. Maybe 6th. Back to 5th to go to Hungary. Big one here is you do want to flow through here. You want a bit of speed because it is uphill. But it does claim a lot of chassis going through here and going wide and running off. And people will take a bit of curb on the left and they'll throw dirt across the track and it'll be really friggin' annoying, so just be careful. But you'll flow through with a bit of pace up the hill. You fade to the right if you've done it well and stay on the track, which means I generally don't find there's a lot of time to get back to the left. I just don't think there's a huge benefit, because if you're actually flowing through Hungary quick, there's just no time to get back to the left and then turn right. So that's why I recommend a tight line. You brake uphill, turn in. You've got to be patient because you're going over a crest and unweights the front and it doesn't want to turn. So you've got to wait. There's a yellow and white rumble strip on the way around. I normally put some wheels sort of on or near that, just sort of maybe help it turn. But once you sort of leave that rumble strip and you can see down the hill and you know where the track is, you can get back on it flat, upshift to 5th, potentially 6th before the final corner, which I think we'll be doing once we're in the groove. And this is the big one. So you will need to do a bit of a break before you go into the final corner. And again, this is all spoken as if you guys have done a bunch of laps. So this isn't the first lap that you do when you go out. So you pull up to 6th, then you do I just did a bit of a lift. That rumble strip at the middle there, You absolutely have to be apexing at the middle or towards the second half of it. If your tyres are not brushing up against the edge of that yellow thing, you potentially will hit the wall if you're carrying any, reasonable speed. But it doesn't matter how fast you're going, if you're there and you've managed to apex there, you'll be right, because you just won't. I don't think you'll get it to that point if you enter too fast. So if you aren't there and you're not apexing there, stop and start thinking about what you're doing, because there's a wall coming on the left-hand side that they don't want you to hit. And I don't want you to hit. And it's on the front straight, and just, beeline gently across to the right-hand side. So that's it.